Hey everyone, this is Kai. Welcome to a little challenge I decided to try out. I'm going to be fighting the Eye of Cthulhu, and it's an Untouchable challenge, so the rule is to not get hit once. I'm using this setup. We've got a wooden yo-yo, wooden bow, no modifiers on either of them, and just wooden arrows. We're using no potions except just these two to make it a little bit easier to watch, and no accessories or armour. So we've basically got the base stats of a new character. So let's go! So probably the hardest part of this fight as an Untouchable challenge is the very start, because it's so difficult to tell when he's going to charge at you for the first time, and if you're not already moving, he's going to hit you. Probably 90% of the times I got hit trying this were in like the first 20 seconds, and you'll notice at the start I'm kind of running around all over the place, and after a while I kind of get into a rhythm and am much more in control. I decided to use the wooden yo-yo and the wooden bow, because I wanted to do this with weapons that you can kind of easily get hold of in the first day, and I wanted to make it as challenging as possible. The easiest choice would probably be shurikens or throwing knives because of the piercing effect, but I felt it was a little bit too easy, so this setup really ramped up the difficulty. I did try this with just the yo-yo, but it can't really reach him when he's hovering above like he is now. And I also tried it with just the bow, but I was struggling to do enough damage to him because you only have the night time to do this. So the most important thing for this challenge was just to understand the boss AI. When he's hovering over you like this, he's typically going to shoot out 4 of the little servants before then charging at you. And like I said, you have to be moving before he does that, otherwise he will hit you. I say typically because sometimes it's 5 and sometimes it's 3. I think it's based on a timer, which would explain why he sometimes charges so quickly after spawning the first time. And the key to this really was to get into a rhythm, so he's got an attack pattern that he follows, so I'm following a pattern that makes it as easy as possible for me. You'll notice sometimes I'm going to run him from side to side when he's spitting out the servants, and sometimes I just stand there shooting up and it's fine. It depends how close he is to me and how the timings are lined up, since the wooden bow is a pretty slow weapon. And when he's charging, my aim is to get him moving as vertically as possible. The yo-yo has a really short reach, but if he moves into it, he gets the chance to land way more hits. And that was kind of essential since you only get 9 minutes to fight him, and this run I actually started a bit late. And there's always going to be times when you have to deviate from your pattern, so when that happens, it's about getting back into that rhythm as quickly as possible. I'm fighting him up here from the platforms, mainly so I can still hit him while he's below me, but they also give me room to drop down if I'm in a tight spot. So my down key is essentially like a panic button. There's not a lot more to say about phase 1, so I'm just going to keep quiet for a bit. Enjoy. Alright, so now he's in phase 2, which is arguably a lot easier than phase 1, Partly because he has way less defense, but also because his attack pattern is just much shorter, and you don't have to worry about the little servants anymore. There are two decent ways to avoid him in this phase, which I kind of switch between depending on the situation. You can either jump up so he flies above you, or move back around him like this, which is way more fun if you ask me. The first way is definitely more sensible and easier to get right though, so that's the one I'd recommend. And there you have it. So I had a lot of fun with this challenge, and I'm definitely going to be trying this with the other bosses as well, so keep an eye out for more videos from me. Before I finished, there were a couple of failed attempts which, looking back on them, were pretty funny. I do a little victory dance here because I was really happy and excited. So yeah, I'm going to show you a couple of those fails right now. So the most annoying thing about this challenge was having to wait for nighttime after each fail. I think it would have been a lot easier if I could have just tried again straight away, because your brain just switches off so easily when you're not focused on something. Anyway, this time I felt really ready to go, and remember how I said the hardest part was the very beginning? Well, I got ruined straight away. There was really nothing I could do about this, and I remember at the time I was so annoyed. In fact, I was so angry I actually rage quit the game, which I hardly ever do. I couldn't believe this one. If you look at the clock, you can see I spawned it less than 1 second after nighttime began. And in that time, a demon eye spawned and decided to join the fight as well. And I just completely panicked because that hadn't happened before, and I just had no idea how to deal with it. In my defense, I think I did really well in dodging it for a bit, but after I dealt with the demon eye, I just couldn't get back onto the platforms, I couldn't get back into the groove of things, and I ended up just running all over the place. And there's the hit. I think it would have been really cool if I could have gone on to beat it after that, but you know, you can't win them all. Alright, thank you so much for watching guys, I had a lot of fun today. As I said, I'm going to be trying a few more of these challenges, so keep an eye out for those. And if you haven't already, feel free to check the other series on my channel. Or if you want me to try a particular challenge or something, feel free to just send me a suggestion. But until then, have a good day guys, and I'll see you next time.